afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us today on Midwest Access. Erin O'Brien is joining us in just a bit. She has a fancy wedding wall. We're going to talk about a big wedding expo that's coming up very soon. I'm Cami Raisler alongside Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen. He is here as well on this Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a while since I've been at work.
Yes.
5 days off.
Yeah.
Celebrating the new year and everything. Watching a lot of football this past weekend.
Yes, a lot of football. We'll get to that. The college football championship is set, and the Vikings are not out of it just yet. So we'll break that down. Yes, there is a chance.
So, like,
and we'll explain
18 different teams need to lose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
You're right. That is very true.
So we'll break it down for you. You can take a screenshot of it and then look at it on Sunday, because there's a lot that has to happen for the Vikings to make the playoffs. First, though, they have to win. That's the first key, so we'll see if that happens. They're playing the Lions. Coming up, we have a wedding expo to tell you about. We're going to touch on college football. We're going to head to Burn Boot Camp, as many people are dealing with their New Year's resolution, and hopefully you haven't given up yet if your focus is health for the new year.
I hope not. It's day 2.
Hey, some people might have already given up on day 1. And downtown Rochester parking, there are some changes that are happening in the new year. We'll tell you about that. Plus, we have a local artist joining us, and our friends from Rochester Title will be here as well. So we have a lot to get to on Midwest Access today. Something else we have is our question of the day. Here is today's question, which I do not know an answer to this. There are still more than 800,000 of these in use, in America. What are they? Is it landline phones?
Ooh, that's a good one. Good job.
You think? There could be, shoot, there's no video. Let's see what people are saying on Facebook.
Diesel trucks. Probably more than
800,000. You go to KTTC right now. It's on the top. Oh, whoops, it's not anymore. You can look at what some people are saying. I'm going to go with the landline phone. What are some other answers? Stereo turntables to play LPs, landline, outhouses. 800,000 outhouses in use. 8-track, tape decks.
I kind of like your landline.
Cassette players, maybe?
That's a good answer.
VCRs? What about 8-track players? That's a good answer, but I don't think there's 800,000 still playing. Maybe.
Diesel
maybe
pickup came into my mind, so
okay.
I'll just stick with that. I don't think it's right.
But it says still. So I feel like it's something that has, kind of gone away.
Well,
Diesel pickups? People on the farm use that all the time.
I know, but everyone wants electric now, right?
Sure.
Isn't that the big thing? We're going eco-friendly.
We'll go with diesel pickups for Nick. I'm going with landline cell phones. I like outhouses. That's a good answer.
I guess.
But not porta potties. Outhouses. With the actual hole.
With the hole.
Right. All right. We'll tell you the actual answer coming up just before 5 o'clock. Let's talk weather now. Will we see any snow ever this year, Nick? It's a new year.
You know what? I was going to say, we will eventually. Not anytime soon. Maybe some flurries on the way in the next couple days. But really, we're just looking at some mild temperatures the rest of this week. So highs in the 20s and the 30s. Coming up through at least the weekend. Next week, Cammie, here is your snow chance. Early next week, we are tracking a weather maker. We want to give you the first alert on that. Maybe the possibility for some snowfall on the way by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Today, just some cloud cover outside. Loosen out a live camera. We've warmed up above average. We're above freezing. We're at 33 outside. Feels like 25 due to the wind out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. Temperatures here locally, still some 30s across the region. We have some cloud cover, and we will stay cloudy through most of the overnight hours here tonight. As a whole, most of the country pretty quiet at this point in time. Hour by hour forecast tonight. We continue with the cloud cover. Temperatures getting down into the 20s. We'll have some snow and some colder temperatures to come. We'll detail that coming up in your first alert forecast. Cammie.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. The Reception, an interactive wedding event, is coming up this weekend at the Rochester Arts Center. And joining us again today is the communications manager for the Mayo Civic Center. Erin O'Brien is back. New Year's is over. Now it's on to weddings.
Yes, for sure.
How are you?
Thanks for having me back.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So is this leftover champagne from this weekend or no?
No, fresh. And we have some non-alcoholic options here for me.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
To sample later.
Perfect. Getting ready for the wedding season. This is the time for all the wedding expos. So what can folks expect this Sunday, correct?
Exactly. So I think, the holidays are over. We probably saw a lot of couples get engaged over Christmas and the New Year. So this is the perfect time for the reception. It's an interactive wedding event at the Rochester Arts Center this weekend. And it's kind of like a wedding fair, but it's much more immersive and interactive. So you'll walk into the Arts Center and it will be set up just like an actual wedding reception. So you can visualize what a ceremony or reception could look like at the Rochester Art Center. So we'll have, the tables and chairs set up, live music, sample food and beverages, and then we'll have a variety of local vendors and wedding companies there to also talk about their services.
Okay, perfect. And it's on Sunday.
Yes.
What time does it start?
Noon to 3.
Okay, noon to 3, a short time frame there. And the Rochester Art Center is hooked up to Mayo Civic Center?
Exactly, yes. So Mayo Civic Center is really excited about its wedding and reception venues, not only at the Rochester Art Center, but also within the Civic Center. So you'll be able to tour those facilities as well.
So we have this funky wall behind us. Is this popular at weddings? This is the photo option area?
Yeah, so this is one
shoot
example,
area?
of like a photo booth, a photo opportunity. So this is our photo wall. One kind of example of things that we can set up for you and customize your wedding experience at the Art Center.
So I know you've had your own wedding. Are you a wedding person, Erin? Do you love weddings?
I love weddings,
Okay.
yes. Planning my wedding was like the
Fun.
most fun I've ever had. I loved it. So we're really excited about this event Sunday.
Okay, perfect. What's popular this year? Do you know off the top of your head? Have you been keeping tabs?
I don't know if
on the trends?
I don't know if I'm the trendy person here, but things like this,
This is cool.
photo opportunities, social media opportunities are really big. So this is our champagne wall that couples can have at their wedding, at their reception. So great opportunity to take your drink, then come over to this photo booth, take a picture. So I think it's really about those visuals that people can take pictures of and remember for years to come.
And these are so easy. Just grab one and have a good
Exactly.
time. Derek,
Yeah.
come over here. Nick, we have to cheers to
Yes.
the new year. We didn't get to do it properly last week. And it's just sparkling cider, so everyone can have it, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Cheers.
Yes, cheers to the new
Cheers
year.
to the new year and the big event coming up this Sunday at the Rochester Art Center. More details on our website. You have to come too, Nick, at KTTC.com. No, you too. Cheers. Cheers to
the new year.
Erin.
Cheers to the engaged
and her little one
couples.
on the way.
Yes.
And to all
a
the
lot
weddings.
of things to cheer for.
And the new year. All right. Again, more details at KTTC.com. Thanks, Erin, so
Thanks,
much.
Kimmy.
Appreciate it. All right. What do you guys think? Good.
Pretty good.
Oh, it's tasty. Is this like apple juice? This is delicious.
Yep, apple cider. Yep.
My kind of sparkling wine.
Yep.
All right. We have to take a break. We have much more to come here on Midwest Access, including some other guests that will be joining us when we return. These two lovely ladies have a big event to tell us about at the Rochester Library when we come back. Enjoy an evening of Italian-themed food and beverages at the Rochester Public Library after hours on Saturday. That's January 27th. I am joined now by two lovely ladies. We have Joanne Rosner and we also have Brenda Cardock. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. So first, WIT. What is this all about?
Wit, Wisdom, and Wine is our annual fundraiser that we've had for 2 decades, and we've shortened it to WIT to make it more simple and approachable.
Okay, and this is kind of a high-end event. It's a little more costly than some of the other events that we have here in town because there's a lot involved with it. What can people expect at this event?
Well, you're going to have Italian food put on by Chef Seth Asar. He's going to teach you how to make pasta. We're going to have a mixology.
And risotto.
Oh, last year we had risotto.
Oh, this year it's pasta.
No, pasta. There are going to be vegan choices so that if you have, So that's nice too. And we'll have a mixology class with Bitter and Pour's Josh Kroll. And Joanne can maybe tell you more about why she's involved.
Well, exactly. Joanne, why are we hosting this at the library?
Well, the library is the perfect place to host an event that supports the library.
Right.
So obviously our goal is to raise money, but we also raise a lot of awareness for all the good work that the public library does.
Sure.
And by raising money, we help the library do things that they wouldn't ordinarily have funding in their budget to do. So there's a lot of pilot programs that the library likes to do, and that helps them to be able to do those things.
What are some of your favorite programs? I know there's so many, but what are some that maybe people don't know about that this will help fund?
Oh, that's a good question. Last year, we had some funding that helped with the bookmobile and the book box. The book box is like a vending machine for books that we put into a neighborhood. So we had one that we put in Northwest Rochester. So with the data that we gathered from that helps us to know that it fills a need in the community.
Right.
So then that way the library can continue to think about how do they budget that for other parts of the city.
How are things going at the library?
They are awesome.
Really?
Our
Good.
library, honestly, is probably one of the best in the country. And we serve a multiple of needs. We serve a multiple of people. It's the one place I think that is open to everybody in the community, and our attendance shows that.
That's great. That's great. So Brenda, again, what day of the week is the 27th?
That is Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's after hours. When does it start?
So the actual mixology session is kind of behind closed doors while the library is still open.
Oh, okay.
And then we close down. We turn it around, which is not too fancy, but still fun. And we'll have speakers at down by the audio section and down in the children's session, so people will get a chance to experience the library.
So many people involved in this, and it's a great event for a great cause. It's the 27th of January. We have details on our website. That's KTTC.com. And this isn't the last time we'll be hearing from you. I think we'll be teasing this a little bit later here this month as well as we get to the 27th here in the new year. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
For
this
having
was
us.
great. We
Anything more
appreciate
that
it.
our viewers need to know?
How about sign up? We'd love to see everyone attend, because it just does such a
They
good
do that
job.
before online?
Oh yeah, we're using the Eventbrite platform, so you can buy tickets or look for the information, see who the speakers are. We have an amazing speaker from Iowa who's an author.
Yeah.
I could go on and on and on about it.
So much fun. And we have that linked right now. Just go to KTTC.com, click Midwest Access, and you can find all those details. Again, ladies, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More to come here on Midwest Access after the break. A lot has happened since we met last. We have a lot to recap over the weekend, plus the college football playoffs are set. Or the championship, excuse me. Who is the favorite? We'll tell you when we come back. Hey, welcome back. It's time to talk trending now. The college football stage is finally set.
Yeah, so we have the Michigan Wolverines 14-0 going up against the Washington Huskies, also 14-0. The Wolverines have opened as a 3.5 point favorite of multiple sport books. DraftKings Sportsbook did open their number slightly higher at Michigan -4.5. The championship game is January 8th at 6:30 p.m. The game is at NRG Stadium in Houston, where the Texans play. It will be on ESPN. I gotta say, Cammie, terrible play call on that fourth down play.
Shoot, I don't think we can play that again, that video.
That's
But
all right.
he was supposed to cut left, went right up the gut. Yeah, that didn't work. But I actually wanted the quarterback to run the ball there.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was a good running
You tried
play,
to tell me that
but-
the wrong Nick was calling the plays, and I said, yes, you're right. The wrong Nick was calling the plays. Although I think
Saban's
Tommy,
play calling
I'm pretty
was
sure Tommy
okay.
Reese was calling the plays. Good job, Tommy.
Nick didn't like the final play there,
didn't.
but I didn't mind it. All right, so the Vikings are still not out. We're going to have to put that graphic back up, please. The Vikings are still not out of the playoffs. Let's pull it back up. There are some crazy things that need to happen. So in Week 18, which is next week, they need to win at the Lions. Okay, so first and foremost, they have to win. We need a Green Bay loss versus Chicago.
Okay.
That's doable.
That is doable. Justin Fields been playing great lately.
Yes. We need Seattle to lose at Arizona.
That's doable too, right? Arizona just beat Philly.
That's right. And we
Okay.
need one other thing here. Can we put up the end? Loss from either Tampa Bay, that's supposed to say or
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay? So
a
that's
lot
what we
of
need
losses.
to happen.
Tampa plays Carolina. That one's tough.
I don't know
but
who
you just
New
need
Orleans
one.
plays.
You just need
Yeah,
one of them.
You
to
need a
lose.
loss from one of those.
I'm not sure who New Orleans plays.
The Vikings need to win.
Yeah,
that is
yes,
key.
that's key there.
That is key.
Although I gotta tell
It was
you,
terrible, folks, over the weekend.
I gotta tell you, Green
unless
Bay-
you're a Packers fan.
Green Bay could lose. Chicago's been tough.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a slim chance.
I want to see who New Orleans plays. Sorry, I'm looking this up.
The
Falcons.
Falcons. Thanks. Research got on that
Okay.
real quick.
Intern. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there's a chance.
So there's a chance, folks.
I kind of like it. I'm gonna be rooting for the Vikings. Oh, hey, I noticed the logo.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of funny. I
wasn't
didn't even
happy.
notice that. That was funny.
This is a sad day for Vikings fans. If you're wondering what wacky day it is today, there's always a day for everything, right? You can hit pause on your plans for eating healthier in the new year for just one more day. That's because today is National Buffet Day.
Hey, you can eat healthy at a buffet, can't you?
You can, but sometimes you eat too much.
That's true.
It happens. The buffet table itself originated from Sweden in the 16th century, okay? That is when men and women ate in different rooms, but still had a variety of food to choose from. The buffet, as we know it today, smorgasbord, began appearing in the 18th century. Then in 1939, the Swedes displayed a smorgasbord at the New York World's Fair exhibit, and it quickly gained popularity in our country. As far as the term buffet goes, you can actually, yeah, it makes sense. It's French. It's a French word used to describe the type of sideboard the food was served from. So there you go. National Buffet Day today. You can eat at your Ponderosa. I looked up where Ponderosa is still available. There's one in Wisconsin Dells.
Yes.
And there's one in St. Cloud.
Look at that. I have to make a
trip.
trip.
You have to go to one of those two.
I gotta make a trip out to the Dells. There weren't only fireworks in the sky on New Year's Eve. Yeah, look at this. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured these images of a strong solar flare erupting from the sun. This happened Sunday afternoon. The close-up image of the sun shows a mix of yellow, orange, brown, and black colors. And then a bright white flash appears on the left side of the photo. That's the solar flare. Solar flares are powerful bursts of energy. They are caused when magnetic fields near the sun become too tangled. Flares and solar eruptions, while often beautiful, can impact radio communications, electric power grids, navigation signals, and even pose a risk to spacecraft and astronauts. A lot of times, they lead to the northern lights.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll have to see if that happens down the road here.
Interesting. I did not see the solar flare. Some people may have looked up on New Year's Eve and saw some funky things. Solar flare.
I didn't see it either.
The New Year's Day Powerball has a winner officially. Drum roll, please. It was in Michigan. Someone in Michigan has matched all numbers for last night's drawing, worth $842 million. It's the 5th largest Powerball jackpot and 10th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever won. The cash value is about half of that at $425 million. There were also 6 winning tickets. So if you bought a ticket, pull it out right now. You could have been a winner for some smaller money. The numbers were 12, 21, 42, 44, 49. The Powerball number was 1. The big winning ticket was sold at a food castle about 60 miles north of Detroit.
Is that a grocery chain? Food castle?
It is. I've never been there. Have you ever heard of Food Lion?
No.
That was down south. I always went to Food Lion. I miss it.
Food Lion.
South Carolina. Yeah.
Big Hy-Vee guy.
Hy-Vee, they don't have that down in South Carolina.
Really?
Do up here, though. No. All right, a late edition. I had to add this. I saw it on social.
Okay, watch
Big Papi.
Watch.
Gender reveal for his child.
Oh, swing and a miss!
Nick's happy.
I am happy.
Big Papi played for the Red Sox for
there
years.
was so many different
a little high and
Twitter
inside.
names. Yeah, he's not a high and inside hitter.
Woo!
I
like how they have the cannons too. I wish they wouldn't have blown them.
I blame the pitch.
Yeah. So what do you do,
get
Nick?
him down the
What do you do? You take a pitch then? Because if the ball falls and hits the ground.
Many people claim that he's a Hall of Famer. So you kind of have to put the bat on the ball.
He's a Minnesota Twins Hall of Famer.
Minnesota Twins Hall of Famer. Was he very good with the Twins?
He was okay. We'd let him go though. There you go.
Look at that.
Big Papi. Missed the gender reveal.
I could watch that over and over.
But the cannons fly anyway. Anyway, he's having a boy. There you go.
Congrats, Big Papi.
We still have a lot to come here on Midwest Access, including we are.
Good. On the walls, make sure we're out this way in the swirl. Swirl, there we go. You got this.
Hey, welcome back. It sounds very noisy at Burn Boot Camp. Our Tom Overly is joining us, doing a little working out in this new year. Geez, Tom, you're pretty good at push-ups. How are you?
1,468, 1,469, 1,000. Anyway, you get the point. Hey, Cammie, we are getting in shape for the new year, my New Year's resolution. I'm out of breath after doing 1,468 sit-ups and push-ups and stuff. Tiana Pond is here. Sorry, I really am out of breath. I am probably one of many people who need to get in shape for the new year.
Absolutely.
Tell us about this incentive with the Burn Boot Camp. There's this 30-day incentive to help all of us get in shape.
Yeah. So it's a 4-week promotion that we have for $69. At Burn Boot Camp, we are not about resolutions. We're about routines. Fitness is a lifestyle. Fitness is something that you're going to need until you're old and can't do it anymore, right? So we are focused on setting that healthy lifestyle and carrying that through not only this year but the years to come. So that's the incentive of starting right now, and then that will continue on through the rest of the year.
A lot of us make those New Year's resolutions resolutions, like me again, trying to get in shape, you know, be healthier in the new year, but a lot of us don't quite fulfill that, you know, resolution. What do you do to encourage people to make sure that this is something that is sustainable?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that I think our members really enjoy about Burn Boot Camp is the community. You can see in camp, you're always surrounded by people that are kind of have the same mission that you do. They want to build a healthy lifestyle and be healthier for themselves, their spouses, their kids. And so having that community behind you is a huge part of it. And then, you know, having our trainers help you to set realistic goals for yourself, you know, this week, this month, and then through the year. The real goals are what you can attain, and I think that's what helps people stay in it and not lose sight of what those are, because it's something you can actually achieve.
That really is key. Hey, let's talk about what's happening behind us here. Tell us, this is a regular class. What are they doing? This is like a 45-minute hard push kind of class?
Yes. So today is Upper Body Day. There are 6 different stations, and our trainer that's on the mic is moving members from station to station. And so we're targeting the upper body. This is a very strength-forward type of workout today, but we also incorporate a lot of conditioning and cardio type workouts throughout the week as well.
You know, not everyone, actually let's go over here. You know, you have some people who are younger or older. What is a good age range to start getting healthy?
Yeah. The youngest that we have as far as members go is 13. You have to be 13 to participate in camp with us, but we have some 13-year-olds and they do awesome. We have members that are in their 70s, and then we have a wide range of ages in between, and all different ability levels, all different levels of fitness in their past. And so we encourage anybody that's interested to come. We have modifications for everything that we do. So literally anybody can do Burn Boot Camp.
I love that people in their 70s can do this and really feel empowered. It's really loud in there with the speakers, and that's why we had to move over. But let's kind of just a little bit of a background here again. So how many people are in this class here?
I believe we're at about 32 in this camp, which is probably about an average size camp, anywhere from 20 to 40 at our location. It varies from day to day, obviously. The nice thing about Burn is that in our unlimited camps, you can come to any one of 8 different camps throughout the day. And it's whatever works best for your schedule. So it's very flexible, and so members really like that because they have a lot of options throughout the day to attend.
And so the challenge is going to start when, specifically?
So the official start date for the challenge is Monday, January 8th, but we just started as of this week, buy now, start now. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you come in and take a camp with us this week to get started. Don't wait to start those goals. We're going to start that now. And then the challenge will go through the month of January. Okay,
so we've got more information on our website, the Burn Boot Camp here in Rochester. I'm going to get back to my push-ups.
Okay.
I think I was at 2,478. Thank you so much. All right, Cammie, I'm going to get a little busy here with my push-ups.
Okay,
back
Tom,
to you.
thank you so much.
2,479.
Tom Overly joining us live from Burn Boot Camp, not too far from the KTTC studio. Just a short walk, actually. You can't miss the big Burn Boot Camp sign on Highway 52 in Northwest Rochester. Tom, thank you so much. Maybe he'll be showing up in a cutoff for your 6 o'clock news. I don't know. We still have a lot to come here on Midwest Access, including Nick will join us with a look at weather. Here's a live look in downtown Rochester. Plus, we have our question of the day. There are still more than 800,000 of these in use in America. What are they? We'll tell you just before 5 o'clock. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us on Midwest Access, a program to encourage more frequent and longer visits to downtown Rochester during the holiday shopping season has come to an end today. Nick Lemmer is the Communications and Engagement Coordinator for the City of Rochester, and he's here now to fill us in because we still have some good parking options downtown. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for letting me come along.
Thanks for coming in. So we've seen these headlines, 2-hour parking has come to an end, free 2-hour parking, but that really doesn't explain the whole story. There are so many different options to park downtown, right?
This is true. The city has 6 parking ramps and 8 parking lots, and along with 1,300 meter spots. So really, with over 5,600 places to park, there's plenty of parking, and the truth is it's almost always free.
Okay, and when is it free? Evenings, weekends?
Exactly, evenings and weekends. And let me just tell you about the program that ended. The 2-hour free parking was just an expansion authorized by City Council during the holiday season to give folks a little extra time downtown for shopping during the November, December months. But we've always had this long-standing promotion where if you're in and out of a downtown ramp in under an hour, there's no charge.
Okay, perfect. And I park in a ramp sometimes before like 5 o'clock, and then when I come out, it's free. Is that
That's right. You know, like technically
confused.
a couple minutes after 4 and you're good to go because we've got that 1 hour free.
Sure.
And free after 5 p.m.
Okay. So yeah, that shouldn't be the excuse to not make it downtown and do some shopping.
There is plenty of parking, and like I said, it's free most of the time.
Okay, perfect. Anything more that you'd like viewers at home to know about parking in downtown Rochester?
Well, you know, downtowns are becoming really more of a destination and less of an obligation. So people are choosing to come downtown for entertainment, dining, things like that. And so we just, the city provides a lot of great options. Parking is easy, it's convenient, you'll find something near where you're headed, and we think people will enjoy the downtown experience.
For folks who go to Chateau Theater for events, where would you recommend they park?
Chateau Theater? Well, probably First Street Ramp or Ramp 6.
Okay, 2 different options there. Because there's so many different events in that area, and I feel like that, well, where do I park? That's always the question. You'll find a spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of the parking is east of Broadway, but there's also Center Street Ramp if you're in the Mayo District, or the Third Street Ramp a little bit further south.
And there's usually skyways or ways to walk inside.
Every single one is connected to the Skyway.
Perfect. Nick, thanks for being here.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. All right, from this Nick to another Nick, it's time for weather.
All right.
We still have some cloud cover across the region here this afternoon, and getting into the evening, we'll have some cloudy sky, which will hold our temperatures in the lower 20s for those overnight lows here tonight. We'll take a look at our weather graphics here as we take a look at our Lewis Notto live camera. We've had temperatures here today, for the most part, above seasonal averages. Again, we should be into the lower 20s this time of year in terms of our high temperatures. We are in the low 30s right now, 33 outside. Again, Lewis Notto live camera, wind out of the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Feels like 25 outside. Temperatures here locally, we are still in the low 30s, so 33 in Rochester, 34 in Austin, and 32 in Preston. We continue with those low 30s just above the freezing point here. Looking ahead through the rest of the night, just some cloudy sky here. Sunset at 4:44, and we'll have the cloud cover continue. And notice those temperatures holding pretty steady in the upper 20s. Should be low teens this time of year in terms of our lows. Here's what we're tracking in the weather department here. Mostly cloudy, some flurries possible late tonight, and some on and off flurries possible on Wednesday. We'll hold on to the cloud cover. We want to give you the first alert on next week. We are tracking a potential strong weather maker on the way for early next week. Still way too early to get into the specifics, right? And we're about a week away, but we could see the chance for some I'd say a lot of snow could be on the way for some portions of the Midwest. That is next week. Here and now, just some quiet conditions, maybe some flurries on the way here tonight, holding on to the cloud cover. We do have high pressure out to the west. Eventually, that high will win out once this cold front sweeps across the region tomorrow, which brings us the chance for some of those flurries. Here's future track tonight. Watch those temperatures hold steady. Eventually, that cold front will start to move down close to I-90. And notice by tomorrow morning, close to I-94, we see some of those flurries across the region. And that continues once that front moves through. High pressure moves in. Wednesday, may be able to see the sunset tomorrow night. With those clearer skies, we're dropping temperatures all the way down seasonal by early on Thursday morning. Temperatures rebound back into the upper 20s and low 30s again on Thursday with some southerly wind, so temperatures will be above average. The snowfall chances, at least looking through the next several days here, pretty dry. I think some flurry chances on Wednesday. Then this weekend, some flurry chances Monday and Tuesday. That's when that next weather maker starts to move in. Tonight, overnight lows at 23. We'll have some cloudy sky and some flurries. Wind out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, across the region, high temperatures into the upper 20s and low 30s. Notice our average high for this time of year, 23. We are well above that across the region. 7-day forecast here, 28 for the high again on Thursday, low 30s Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday. We're at 29, so upper 20s and low 30s. And we'll see that snow chance start to move back into the forecast by next Monday and Tuesday. Cammie.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. Hey, she's the Director of Commercial Services, Derek, at Rochester Title. This is staff attorney Sarah Govrick, and she joins me now in studio. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we have a big event coming up. It's for realtors and lenders. What is the event?
So we're giving an event next Wednesday, January 10th, educational opportunity for agents and lenders to learn about real estate transactions that involve estates and trusts.
Okay, so how do estates, I guess we'll ask that. I think I have a graphic that says some of these. So why don't we start first with this first graphic. What is Rochester Title?
So Rochester Title has been in the community for about 40 years. We close all kinds of real estate transactions, residential, commercial, construction, refinances. So there's a good chance if you've bought or sold a home or refinanced a mortgage in Rochester that you've closed with us before.
How do you pick a title company? Are there only a few?
There are a handful in the community. You can get a recommendation from someone that you know, from your real estate agent or from your lender.
Okay, and sometimes your realtor has partnership with you, and that's just who you go with.
Yes.
All right, next question. What do we have here? We want to put up the next graphic, please. Next one is, how does a trust or estate impact a real estate transaction? Okay, most people might not know what a trust or estate really even is. So if you could explain what a trust and estate is and then how it impacts maybe a home sale.
So an estate transaction would be if someone who owns a home is deceased and it's their estate or their personal representative who's selling the property. And from a real estate agent's perspective, it's important to know who has the authority to sell the property so you have the right person signing the purchase agreement. And then transactions that involve trusts, that's an estate planning tool. A lot of people will hold property, title to the property in their trust versus in their individual names. And so again, from a real estate agent's perspective, you want to make sure that you have the right person who has the authority to sell the property. That's the person that you're working with and the one who signs the purchase agreement.
Okay, and so this class that's coming up, they sign up, realtors?
Yep.
Would it be any benefit to the general public? No. If you're looking to sell your home on your own?
No, not for the general public. Really
It's
just for real estate agents and lenders.
Okay, and so it's a collaboration of all realtors in the community coming together to learn.
Yes.
And you have some speakers that will be coming in and helping through this.
We have some speakers from underwriters that we work with from Old Republic coming to talk.
Okay, all right, perfect. Anything more that our viewers at home need to know?
I think that's it.
Okay. Rochester Title, you're pretty busy this time of year?
It gets a little bit slower around Christmas and the New Year, and then we'll start getting ramped up again as the weather gets nice. And
okay, and you basically are busy when there's sales of property. And in the winter months, we don't have snow this year, so maybe that'll benefit you. You know,
that's true. It would help if interest rates would drop just a little bit better.
I would like that too. I would like that too. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We have much more to come here on Midwest Access, including an artist is in studio. Julie Johns is in the house. There she is. Julie, you're on camera. Give us a wave. There she is. We'll reveal her head when we come back. Okay, we'll be right back. There she is. Thanks for sticking with us here on Midwest Access. Oh, your hair matches my shirt. Look at that. You a Vikings fan?
Well, actually, I don't watch
that's
sports on TV, but I suppose I should be,
right? Better
right?
off. Your health is probably better than all of us who are Vikings fans. This is Julie Johns. She is a local artist. Are you from Roch?
I am.
Okay. And you teach at 125 Live in Rochester.
I do, yep.
And she brought some beautiful artwork. Oh, wait, no. She's teaching us how to stretch a canvas here today. And that's something that you do teach at 125 Live?
I'm going to teach this class on Thursday.
Okay.
Registration's open till tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. So you didn't stretch this one? You bought it at Hobby Lobby?
I did because I work so big that I didn't want to build. I didn't want to waste wood and build a small one.
Yeah. Well, there you
so
go.
I just bought one.
You make big canvases.
I do.
And you teach how to do that?
I do.
Why do you stretch it on your own?
You know, number one is cheaper.
Yeah.
You get better quality canvas, more substantial wood, and it's just sort of a meditative sort of thing that I just like being in the process from beginning to end.
Sure. Okay, so how do you decide what your canvas is? Like what kind of material is this?
There's different weights of canvas, and I just buy bulk canvas on Amazon. And to paint with, you use a number 10 weight canvas. And so you can buy rolls. I just buy flat. I just buy like 10 yards at a time.
Where do you buy it?
Amazon.
You do? Okay. You do get it offline.
It's number 10 canvas.
Number 10 canvas. That's pretty easy then to find. When did you decide that you were going to stretch your own canvases?
Well, I did it in college. And then all of a sudden, I didn't like the available sizes. Because they're stock sizes. And so I decided I wanted to have more flexibility in the sizes. So I decided I'm just going to start making my own again.
So where do you display your art?
I have some art up right now at 125 Live in the fitness
You do?
area.
Okay.
All my
Here's some of your art we're showing off
yeah.
right now.
So I do architecture and industrial sites. That's one
Where's
of my
that?
historic
Green
Rochester,
Parrot?
Green Parrot Cafe. People
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that. Interior of the chateau.
Okay. Do you sit there then inside, or did you have a picture?
I work from a picture.
You
That's
did.
a power plant at Red Wing. I love coal power plants.
Oh.
So these are some of my industrial sites that I do.
So did you sell that to the plant then?
No, they don't want to buy it. They don't want to spend money
Come
for
on.
that.
Come on,
I
people.
know. Buy it.
Support local artists.
Because I did a series of 4 of the Rochester power plant, which is really, really cool. But
They're tough sell, huh?
yeah, they are a tough sell. I think they want me to donate it.
Oh.
That'd be a no.
No, okay. Yeah, you keep it for you. Yeah, someone else will buy it maybe. Someone who worked there a long time or
Yeah, or
something like that.
something.
Yeah, that's cool. So when did you decide that architecture is really what drew you in?
My first career path was going to be architect. And so I've always loved architecture. And so I took mechanical and architectural drafting in high school.
Okay.
And then I switched to electrical engineering, and then I was in the horse business, and then I worked for the newspaper. So I've done many different things in my life.
Are you a full-time artist now?
No, not really.
Part-time artist?
Yeah, I work at Kismet.
Oh, okay. So you do the art for fun on the side?
Yeah, it's work though.
Yeah,
It's,
well,
you
of
know,
course it's work,
yeah.
but it's not your full-time job.
It's not my full-time job. I wish it
but
was.
it probably takes as much time as a full-time job.
I wish it was, but generally artists don't make any money.
Yeah.
It's really hard to sell local art, especially. And so I think my art belongs more in galleries in the Twin Cities or in Chicago.
Okay.
So I haven't sold much around here, so I don't really display anywhere.
But you teach, and you have some at 125 Live.
Yes, I do.
When's your next class?
Thursday,
Okay, we can learn how to stretch canvas.
learn how to stretch canvas. Yep.
We're stretching the canvas, then do we get to paint on it, or you bring it home and
Yep,
paint on
and
it?
then my oil painting class starts next Tuesday. So you take your stretch canvas and bring it to class on Tuesday. 6 weeks, basic oil painting.
Okay.
So-
do you give tips about how to properly do certain things?
Oh yeah. And I mean, to me, it's like I don't really teach like how to do brush strokes.
Sure.
I want people to find their own technique, find what they do. If you want to learn how to paint like an impressionist or an old master, take a workshop on that.
Okay.
But what I want to do is introduce people to the process of using oils. I love oils. They're a lot
your
more.
favorite?
Yeah, they are a lot more forgiving than acrylic.
Really? Okay.
A lot more. People are scared
Is
of
this
oils.
oil then? Are these
yes,
oil?
all oils. I only do oils.
Okay, perfect.
So they're so much more forgiving, so it's a lie that acrylic is easier.
All right, Julie, and if I'm not a member at 125 Live,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to come to your class, how do I do that?
You can register for all of the classes either on the 125 website, 125mn.org,
Okay.
or through community education, either one.
Okay.
So you can register right online. You can give 125 Live a call. So it's pretty easy, and there's many, many art classes taught by me, other people, music classes. I'm teaching a music theory class. And we're just starting another round of classes starting in January through June.
Okay, pretty
So-
busy? People come to class?
Absolutely, but
Good.
we always want more.
Yeah, bring more people to 125
Yeah,
Live.
exactly.
All right, lastly, do you have any local art that people can buy? Is there anywhere? Or do they have to just contact you?
Contact me.
Okay.
Of course, and I do make historical Rochester greeting cards.
Okay.
So, which you can also find on my website, or you can pick some up at Kismet. I have them displayed at Kismet right now. So I'm looking for some other places to display them, but
Okay, and if you know someone that worked at that power plant and wants that picture,
or
she's selling.
anything, because it's a series of 12. So everyone that's been around Rochester for a while will
Yeah.
recognize the buildings.
Absolutely. Julie, thanks for being here. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
thanks for the
This
opportunity.
was fun. This was fun. Your hair is really nice, though.
Oh,
That's
thank
hard
you.
to keep that color like that.
Every 4 weeks.
Yeah, I believe it. Looks good. More details on our website about 125 Live and the canvas stretching class. You can find the details right there. All right, we have to take a break. We'll answer your question of the day when we come back. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
All right, let's answer our question of the day. There are still more than 800,000 of these in use.
How did we not get this?
In America?
We should
You
have got
saw
this
it?
one.
Pagers?
Pagers. That's a good one.
I have never used a pager.
Me either.
I suppose EMTs,
Yeah.
folks like that.
I know my parents had a pager.
Normal, like,
Not now,
people don't have a pager on the daily. Who else has pagers?
but
Brock?
doctors maybe?
Yeah.
Do they have?
Medical professional. School bus drivers, maybe? I use the radio.
If you have a pager and you use it, please
Let
let
us
us
know.
know. I want to know what you do for a living.
Yeah, exactly. All right, never used a pager.
Nah, me either.
All right, let's talk weather quickly here.
Yeah, so you talked about at the beginning of the broadcast that we haven't had any snow, right?
Snow.
Third least snowiest December on record at RST, where we only had a half-inch snowfall. So if we can pull up those weather graphics for us, what we're tracking here the next couple of days, temperatures this week are still looking above average. So we're still upper 20s and some low 30s. But next week, that is when our next system moves in, and we will potentially see the chance for some snowfall. Now, we are still over a week out, right? But we want to give you the first alert. A lot can change. Track number one here, if we get that low to move into southern Iowa, say up towards northern Illinois, that would put us in the snow band. However, there is a possibility, some trends are hinting at a southern track. If that does happen, that would keep the snow band farther to our south, closer towards about Des Moines, Quad Cities, and eventually up near Rockford, Illinois, meaning we could miss out on some snow. So that's the first alert on our next system moving in for next week. So keep an eye on the forecast. Download that free KTTC First Alert mobile app. We'll have updates on that throughout this week and into the weekend. So kind of our first, I'd say, major system of the season. I was going to say new year, but I mean, it's only been 2 days. So yeah, I mean, any system would be the first major one.
All right, keeping an eye on that.
We'll keep an eye on that. I'd like some snowfall. I think
the plow drivers are ready. Anyone who does contracting on the side, they're like,
any of those services.
need some money.
Definitely need some
But it's
snow.
saving the city money. All that diesel. Don't have to drive the
Salt.
trucks around, the salt.
Don't have to buy salt
Saving
for
money
next
here,
year, then,
folks.
maybe.
All right, your news at 5 with Mr. Brock Burgee. That's coming up after the break. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Now on KTTC, stepping down. Harvard's embattled president decides to resign in the best interests of the university. Plus, a Mankato area man is accused of shooting his own father, what police are saying. But first, now in effect, a closer look at Minnesota's so-called red flag laws. Your 5 o'clock news starts right now.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC.